Once upon a time, there was a girl named Anita. And Anita was just kind of a average girl that you'd see in any neighborhood or any school. She had long brown hair and she was in second grade. She liked to do lots of fun things like riding her bike and roller skating and playing in the snow and sledding. Nothing much really out of the ordinary, except for one thing that I forgot to mention. She did have a magic watch, and the watch had a pink diamond button on it. And when she presses, and actually I should say no one actually knows this because she hasn't told anyone her secret yet, but when she presses the pink diamond button, she shrinks down to the size of a roly-poly or an ant. And so she can use those powers to do incredible things and help people, like be a detective and sneak around so no one catches her, and so that she can figure out like what's actually happening if there's a mystery. And she's so because she uses her powers to only do good, she's kind of like a superhero. So she'd been doing this for a long time. She would help people, and she would do really good things for all of like the people in her city. So one day, it was summer, and she was walking along just down the street. She was gonna see if some of her neighbors could play. And when she was walking, she saw something kind of sparkling down in the grass. She said, I wonder what that thing is. So she pressed the button on her watch to shrink down and go see it. And she shrank down. And she crawled down in the grass just like the ants and just like the roly-polies, walking around. And when she saw it, it was actually just a piece of broken glass. And so she said, okay, well, I guess that's interesting, but it's not like a gem or a moonstone. So I better just press my button and get big again and keep walking down the street. So when she pressed her button, nothing happened. And she said, oh no. Press, nothing. So she kind of whacked her watch with her hand. Whack, 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 whack. And then she pressed it again, still nothing. Shake, 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 shake. Press the button, still nothing. She said, oh no, if my watch is broken, I'll never be able to get big again. I'll be stuck, a small person forever, and my family won't know what happened to me. This is not good. So she said, I gotta get this fixed. If I was big, it would be easy to find someone to get fixed because I could take it to a store. But I can't take it to a store if I'm the size of an ant. So she decided to walk around and see if she could find anyone or anything that could help. So she walked around for a bit and she found some ants. And she asked an ant, she said, hey, my watch is broken. It used to have a special button, but now it's broken. Do you think you know how to fix it? And the ant said, I don't know anything about watches, but maybe the queen ant knows. She knows everything. Follow me. So the ant led her down to the ant farm. So they went in the big hole in the ground, and it went down, 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 and there were thousands and thousands of ants all the way down into their hole. And at the very bottom, there's a big room where the queen ant was. And the ant that took Anita there said, hi, queen. I brought a tiny human here to see if you could help. And so Anita asked, she said, hi, queen. Thank you so much for being willing to help me. My watch is broken. It has special powers. Do you know anything about fixing watches? And the queen ant said, "Oh, my dear little human girl, I know a lot about ant things, but I don't know anything about fixing human watches. But I wish you the best, and I hope you find someone who can fix it for you." But she said, "While you're here, are you hungry?" And Anita said, "Yeah, I'm a little bit hungry." And the ant said, "Great, we'll give you some fresh food for your journey." So they gave her some food, which was actually just little pieces of grass. So she pretended that she liked it. This is very good. But Anita actually didn't like eating grass. So she walked out of the ant farm and she kept walking. She found some ladybugs. And she asked the ladybug, "Do you know anything about fixing human watches? Especially if it has a special button on it?" And the ladybug said, "Yeah, of course. I can fix anything with my special ladybug spit." She said, "I can just spit on anything and it fixes it." And then he said, "Really?" And then Ladybug said, "Yeah, of course, watch." Pit, pit, pit. And she spat all over her watch. She said, "There you go, now rub the spit in." And so Anita started rubbing the spit and she said, "Ooh, this is kind of gross." But then the ladybug said, "Okay, now that the spit is all rubbed in, I promise your watch is going to work now." So Anita pressed the button, but nothing happened. She pressed, and still nothing happened. So Anita was starting to get worried. She talked to the ants and she talked to the ladybugs. She kept walking around, but she couldn't find anyone else who knew anything about fixing watches. But then she had an idea. She remembered the other day when she was walking around and she found a tree full of red tree elves. Their faces weren't red, but their clothes were red. She thought maybe the tree elves know how to fix a magic watch. But they're so far away, how am I going to get there? So she thought and thought and thought. She said, I got a perfect idea. So she walked out to the street. Remember, she's still really small, so no one can see her. And she got a long piece of grass, kind of like wheat. And she bent the wheat at the very end, so it kind of had a hook on it. And she waited for a car to drive by. So when the car drove by, the first car, she ran right underneath it and lifted up that little wheat grass blade, and with the little hook on the top, and it hooked on the bottom of the car and pulled her right with it. So now she was holding onto the wheat and flying in back of the car. And the car turned down the right street, so it was going exactly to the right place where she wanted to go, where the elves were. So it drove for like 3 minutes, and then it went right when it was passing the little trail that goes to the tree elves. Anita let go of the wheat and tumbled down to the ground. And then she said, "Oh, that was perfect." So then she started walking along the trail, and she climbed up the tree. And when she got to the kind of the top, she said, "Hello, hello, tree elves, is anyone there?" And one of them poked its head out. "Hello, who is that?" "It's me, Anita. Remember, I helped you guys find your elf princess." "Oh, Anita, it's so good to see you again. What can we do for you? Why are you here?" And Anita told him about her watch. And the elf said, "Oh, you've come to the right place. Elves love working on little things like watches. We have tiny, tiny hands that can get into any little holes, and we're really good at fixing stuff like watches that have little gears and little gizmos and little buttons inside. We'll have it fixed in no time." So the tree elf took it into their little tree workshop and started banging on it with its tiny little hammers. Ting, 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 ting. Screwdriver. Gzz, 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 gzz. And then he brought it back out and said, "All right, Anita, let's see if it works now." So she pressed the button and she got as big as a normal girl again. But this time she was up in the tree holding onto the branch. She said, "Oh, I shouldn't have pressed the button while I was up in the tree. This whole branch is gonna break." So she pressed the button again and got small. And she said, "Thank you so much, Elf. You helped me so much. I thought I was gonna be stuck small forever." She said, "Just to say thank you, I'll come back later and drop off a whole basket of elf treats just for you guys." And the elf said, "Ah, thanks, but you don't need to do that." And Anita said, "No, I want to do that because you guys are worth a big thank you. And I think I know how to get the exact elf treats that you like." So she crawled down the tree, and then at the bottom of the tree, Anita pressed the button again and got big. And then she ran all the way home because it was getting dark at this point, and ran right into the house and told her parents that she was home so they wouldn't have to worry about her anymore. The end.